Hey, good morning, everybody. Jerisha Hawk here. I am a high ticket sales coach, business consultant, and I help coaches and consultants and freelancers package, position, and sell your high ticket offers consistently. And today I want us to talk about the challenge of knowing versus doing. I was having a conversation yesterday with somebody via DM, and this came up. She was like, I'm ready for a change. My mindset is there. Like this is a sooner problem that I want to solve. This is something that I want to get done now. But she's like, my mindset is there, but I don't know if I'm ready to do it. Like I know that I want it and I know what's needed and what's required of me to be successful, but I'm not ready. I don't know if I'm ready to actually do it yet. And I just thought it was a very interesting topic because I think many of us fall into this situation at different seasons in our life and in our business specifically, where you guys have heard the saying, like, if you know better, you do better. And like a lot of the time that's not the reality. Many of us know better in a lot of different instances, but we still choose to do what feels safe and what feels comfortable and what our norm and what our status quo is. We know better, but we don't actually do better. And I want us to talk about what that challenge is and how that plays out, especially when it comes to the aspect of us building our business. So I see a lot of you guys popping on. Hey, Jasmine. Hey, Monique, Rachel. We are Fruit of Life. Hey, girl. Sugar and Money. What's good, John? I see Zach in Action is back. I see you guys are on, but hey, Jaleesa. But just let me know. Oh, the glasses. The glasses are from a company called See, S-E-E. Just so you know, See, every pair of glasses they make are all limited edition. So if you like these, I'd go grab them soon because I think they make 50 or 80 or something like that per glass style and per frame that they make at the company. So they're really awesome. So I wanted to talk about this, the challenge of knowing versus doing. And I'm curious to know, is anybody currently experiencing that or currently facing that? Or have you guys ever felt that before where you know better, but you don't actually do better? And I think this is just an important topic for us to talk about. So I was doing some research because I wanted to, back this up. I was reading an article by Psychology Today, and they were just talking about how this really does come up and how this interfaces in our lives. And it's just something that I see very rampant, especially when it comes to building a business, because in no environment ever, I don't think, where, if you're looking to do something you've never done before, if you're looking to build something at a larger capacity than what you've built before, it's very difficult. It's like we know that we need, so I guess we know that we need education, but just the act of knowing, let me break this down really quickly too. Like the act of knowing and actually gaining knowledge is a much easier task than doing, right? Like it really only requires mental effort, in the sense that you can, if you just need to know something, it's really just you gathering information about it. And a lot of the time for the world that we live in, there's not a lot of effort that goes into you having to gather information. So much of the information we have is readily available. If you want to, we all know that we need to eat healthier, what foods are healthier. There's labels on all of the bottles and all of the food that we buy. You really don't have to do much to know whether or not what you're putting in your body is healthy or not. And then you constantly are getting reminded by it just through, advertising, through marketing, what we see on TV. We know that we need to be working out. We know, that if you smoke cigarettes that you're killing yourself. We are very much aware of that knowing process. We know what the benefits and the downfalls will be, and we know why we need to do it, right? And you don't have to do any work to get that basic idea or to get that basic information. It's there, it's available. We all know better. But then when you move into that transition of, okay, I know better, what is required for me to do better, and the challenge of actually doing versus knowing, doing is no longer just a mental effort. There's physical action and physical effort that's also required. And like when you want to do something, you have to first have the idea that this is something that you want to accomplish. So you need to know about it enough to the point where you say, I actually want this. And then steps have to come in after that. You have to take, make an actual plan. And then after you make that plan, you need to take consistent, concrete steps. Like it's not just taking one step. You have to either keep taking these steps and take consistent, concrete steps in order for you to change your situation. And a lot of the time, and I think this sounds very elementary. I feel right now like I'm saying something that is not rocket science or not brand new to any of you, but it's a friendly reminder because it's really interesting when people are like, well, that coach, she's not teaching anything new. Like we already know that. It's like, yeah, you may know that, but are you doing that? And, I think that's really the differentiator. Somebody was asking me yesterday, how do I know if I'm ready to actually invest and hire a coach or enroll in a course or enroll in a program or really actually pay for support to grow my business or to achieve to work out or to achieve the result I want, whatever it is. You may know better. You may know, okay, yes, I've heard that before, or I know that I can Google the basic idea of what this means. But if you're not actually doing it, this is probably a time where you need to like really evaluate what's holding you back from actually doing it when you already know all the information, right? Like I can't stand when I go to an event or I very rarely have clients like this, which I'm thankful for because I think it's part of our culture that we're always should be in a student position and we always should be open to receiving new things that we can learn. But I cannot stand being around people like, well, I already know that. Yeah, I already know what she's talking about. This is nothing new. Like, I already know what I need to do to grow my business. I already know, like, I already heard this before. And then you look at their situation, then it's like, sis, why are you broke? Like, sis, why, like, if you know all this, why aren't you doing any of it? And people can fall into this, like, this know-it-all caveat or this know-it-all category. And yeah, you may know it all. You may know what you need to be doing, but there's a difference between knowing what you need to be doing and actually doing the doing, right? And like shots may be fired right now. Edges may be getting snatched right now. Wigs may be getting taken off, but just know this is all with love. And I've been in the exact same position before too. Like I know, like there's certain things that I know that I need to be doing in my business. But because of fear, there's always this underlying thing, like what's holding you back from actually doing the doing, right? And a lot of the time, like when you really start to peel back the layers, somebody will like, well, I don't need to hire that person. I already know what they're teaching. Well, if you know what they're teaching, why aren't you implementing what you think you know that they're teaching? Like you're making a lot of assumptions. And a lot of the time, the reason why, like what's required for you to get to the doing and actually to get to like the actualization of the results that you want, something is required. Right? You need to have a plan. You need to take concrete steps. You need to do that consistently. And if right now your personal willpower is not strong enough to do that on your own, or else you'd already be doing what you know you need to be doing, you may need to invest and elicit somebody else's willpower to keep you on track, to keep you like, to some, a lot of the time, I said this at my presentation at Summit 21, I'm a firm believer that a transformation does not take place until after a transaction, right? So if you know all these things, if you know better, if you're like, well, I already know what I need to be doing, I already know what I need to grow my business, I already know what I need to be doing to make an extra 5K a month, then it's like, sis, go do it. Like what's stopping you from doing it? And people will make all the excuses in the world, and a lot of the time my invitation to you right now is to check those assumptions and excuses that you're making, right? Because the familiar feels safe and it feels easy, and it takes a lot less energy to maintain your current lifestyle and not make any changes. Right? It's way easier. And from like a mental perspective, like the amount of energy and effort that it takes for you to maintain doing what you're doing right now is not hard, right? The mental effort that it takes for you to just keep doing what you're doing, which is not serving you, which is still leaving you with getting the lack of results that you want, doesn't take a lot of energy or effort. And if you compound, so if you want to change and do something different, it's going to take a larger amount of effort and energy, right? Not just mental energy, but physical energy. Like it's going, like when people say, well, Jay, I want to do this where it doesn't feel uncomfortable. that like being uncomfortable is a non-negotiable. Like it feeling hard is a non-negotiable. Like it's crazy to sit here and think like I want to go, you know, I go to XFit downstairs. It's part of the CrossFit community. It's ridiculous for me to think that like, yeah, I want to have like a banging body. Like, you know, I want to have a banging body, but I don't want it to hurt along the process. Like those two things can't coexist. So either I can stay knowing that I need to work out and knowing that I need to change my nutritional habits and letting it stay easy and let it feel safe. I'm not going to have the banging body. Or I can choose to say that I want to have the banging body and like, yes, it will be hard. Yes, it will feel uncomfortable. Yes, there will be times where I want to puke and I want to quit and I have to make a choice to just keep going. But like those things, they're not like, you can't get the result of having a banging body and like no pain. Those two things are not like, you can't get that mutually exclusive unless you pay for the body. But even if you go buy a body, right? If you go buy the abs and like get your waist snatch at a doctor's office, there's still going to be pain and recovery after you've paid all this money to get your body done. So like, no matter what, I mean, I'm using that as an example. I hope that makes sense. But it's just like knowing better and doing better are two different things. And if you've been sitting in a position where like, I know I need to do this, and you've been saying that you know you need to do this, or you know what you need to do for a month, for 3 months, for a year, some of you guys who I know personally have been working on this idea that you know you need to be doing for the last 3 years, the last 5 years. Like, when are you going to get sick and tired of just being safe? Like, when are you going to get sick and tired of taking the easy route? When are you going to get sick and tired of like just maintaining the status quo of your current lifestyle and not changing anything? Like, when are you going to get sick and tired of that? Because you're not going to be able to get the result that you want. Keep making the decision that keeps you safe and makes you feel comfortable. Because in order for you to change, something about your lifestyle and decisions that you're making and the choices that you're taking are going to have to evolve. Like, you're going to have to start doing the doing, which more, and then just when you just understand and when you believe that, like, yes, a higher level of effort is going to be required of me, which means that more energy, and I'm going to have to operate at a higher capacity, that there will, like, the feelings, I will feel uncomfortable. I will feel maybe fear, but just because I feel uncomfortable and feel fear doesn't mean that you're still not also safe, right? Like, our brain is wired to keep you safe and to keep you feeling comfortable, right? That's just like, it's the protective mechanism in us. But if you know that, if you already know, like I'm telling you right now, it will be uncomfortable. There will be seasons of pain. It will feel like you cannot do it. You will feel resistance. Those are non-negotiables. So when you just now know that that just comes with the territory, so that when you feel it or when you experience it, you just know to anticipate it. It's like, it's just, when are you going to start doing the doing? And if, like I said, if your existing willpower, if your whatever is not enough for you to get the results that you want, like, clearly it's okay that you can't do it on your own. Like, that's why God put so many gifts in so many other people. We're not meant to exist by ourselves on this earth. And like, when people, like, I use fitness as such a primary example, because it's like, well, I know that I need to work out. I know that I need to eat better. I know that I need to do all these things. Why do I need to go hire a trainer? Like, I can just go to the gym. And it's like, you could. Do you go to the gym though? Sis, brother. Do you actually go to the gym though? Where I don't need a gym membership. I can just like work out outside. But do you do that? Like, no. Like, I think so often, like, we need to do a better job of holding ourselves accountable and like calling ourselves out on the BS that we are like selling ourselves. Like, call you out. Like, I know that I need to eat healthier. Oh, well, I can just go get some recipes off of Pinterest. But do you though? Or do you just have a Pinterest feed full of recipes that you've never cooked? Like, you know better, but you're not doing it. And it's like, okay, if you have been in this position where you keep knowing and you keep researching and you keep doing whatever, but you're not actually doing any of the doing, like, you have to change. And stop making up these BS excuses about woe is me. Well, you know, life is hard right now. Like, I don't know if I can do that. Like, your situation is never going to change. Like, if you've been broke forever and you keep using the excuse of like not having the money or not having the time or not whatever, like your situation is just always going to be that. That will always be your reality. Right? Like, if you are not doing anything to change your financial situation, or if you are not doing anything to change your energetic situation, if you're not doing anything to change your emotional situation, that will always be your situation. Like, it's not going to just change on its own. Hey, Nikayla. Hey, girl. It is not going to change on its own. Like, if you are in a difficult relationship right now and you are on the brink of getting a divorce, or if you are on the brink of a breakup, or if you are in an abusive relationship and it's like, well, I know that I don't need to be in this. I know that we don't know how to communicate, but if you don't do anything to change your reality, that will be the existence of your relationship. Like, the relationship is just not going to change itself. Your bank account is not just going to magically have more numbers in it. Like, your waist is not going to just magically get snatched. Right? Like, I really hope this is resonating, because it hurts my heart, and it hurts my spirit when I see so many people. I don't say so many, but there's some of you guys, and I'm not going to call out no names, but there are some of you guys who have been watching my live stream videos since I started doing live stream videos. There are people that here watching this right now who have been in my Facebook group for over 3 years, and it's like, you are still every month saying you got the same goals. Every month, like, your situation is not changing. And this has been 2-3 years. It's like, sis, when are we going to make moves? Like, you know that you want to have the business. You know that you want to make more money. You know that you want to change your financial situation. You know that you want to increase your impact. You know what's required. But at the same time, like, you still sliding in my DMs asking the same questions. Like, Jay, what do I need to do? You already know what you need to do. Like, you know what you need to do. Why? Like, what's holding you back from actually doing it? That's the better question. That's the question I want us to peel back the layers on. And the reason why, like, I'm going in right now is because, like, y'all, like, you can't keep waiting for your situation to change. It does not work like that. I know somebody might get pissed at me today. Like, I might get some unfollows. Like, and I'm cool with that. But for other people, like, if this is making you feel hot and bothered, no, it's with love. I want to see you better. Like, I want to see you do better, because your wins are my wins. When you are out here winning and you are out here making more money, like, you are changing the economy for Black women. You are changing the economy for Black people. You are changing the economy for whatever demographic you belong to. Like, it is my response, like, me being obedient to God. This is me being obedient to my calling, which I know that I have a gift to help people make more money, to communicate the value of what they do, to change the financial situation at their home. That's my responsibility. So if that means I got to snatch edges on a bi-daily basis, that's just what's required. Like, if I have to make you feel hot and bothered so I can be obedient to what I'm called to do, I'm cool with taking on that. Like, if I got to be a spiritual gangster, come through, bang, bang, I will do that. Because that's me being obedient. Now, my question to you, are you being obedient? A sisterhood, a brotherhood, a family, we're supposed to hold each other accountable, right? I'm supposed to hold you accountable. You're supposed to snatch my edges when you see me slipping, right? Jay, where you been at? Jay, why you not growing your business? What are you afraid of? Why are you only working with 200 women in your program? Why not 2,000? Like, why are you playing small? You are supposed to hold me accountable. I'm also supposed to hold you accountable. That's just how it goes. And listen, if you want, people say, Jay, I want to work with you. Be ready. I'm not here for the bullshit, honey. I will call you to be a bigger version of yourself than maybe what you believe at this current state. I will call you to rise higher than you knew that you could rise. I will call you to push harder than you knew that you could push. I will call you to lift more weights than you knew that you could lift. I will call you to cash bigger checks than you knew that you could cash. You didn't even know your bank account allowed checks to be cashed that big. That's what I'm going to call you to do. I'm going to call you to operate at a higher level. I'm going to call you to exercise a higher level of faith. If you don't want a coach that's going to call you out on that, don't hire me. Don't hire me. If you are afraid of being uncomfortable, don't come over here in Hawk Hustle headquarters. Don't do it. And it's okay. Like, one thing is, it's okay if you are afraid. It's okay if you're afraid, but it only if you still choose to do it anyways. You can come a little scared. Believe me, I be scared sometimes, and it's my business, right? I be scared sometimes. That it's okay for you to feel fear. Like, when anybody's like, oh, you need to be fearless, I'm calling BS. I feel fear every single day. And like, the more I continue to grow my business, the choices that I'm making at this level, those choices cost more money. I feel fear every single day. But I don't allow, like, I do not make decisions based off the fear that I feel. I do not make decisions based off the fear that I feel. You know, I make financial investments now, like, that are way more money. Like, I've invested in 2 coaches this year. That is the cost of a college degree. A college I didn't even go to. Like, if I would have went to Harvard or like Yale or like some Ivy League school, I'm paying Ivy League tuition this year in education. I'm terrified. I'm also getting married in the next year. Somebody's like, Jay, why are you making all these investments in your business? Don't you got to plan a wedding? I'm like, bruh. Yes, I'm getting married this year. And yes, we plan to buy our first investment property this year. And yes, I'm also paying Ivy League tuition to invest in myself this year. It's not like I'm no longer playing the either or game. I'm no longer saying I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do this. No, I'm living in the land of and. And I'm doing this, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing this. And I'm also scared out the wazoo. Yes, I am. But I know what's like, I know there's a difference between me knowing better, and there's a difference between me doing what I know. And I know that I'm going to bet on me any day of the week. Like, if I invest in my business, I already told y'all, Jay is going to hit the $1 million mark in the next like 12 months. You know, I've already been working. It might be like 14, but I'm going to be a millionaire. Right? Because I know what's required for me to be a millionaire. I know what the numbers need to look like for me to make $1 million. I know it. But I'm not about to sit here and just keep knowing. I'm going to do whatever is required to make it happen. And I'm scared. I'm terrified. But guess what? I'd rather be terrified moving in the direction of what I know, because I know that I will learn. Like, I know that I will just do the work until it works. I'll do the work until it works. Like, I will figure it out. But like, some of y'all, and I know, and this is not me speculating, because I can see you guys on here and I read your comments. I respond to your DMs. I've stalked your Instagram and Facebook pages. I know you. Some of y'all been knowing for the last year, and it's like, bro, when are you going to move? Right? Or let me pause. Or this is the other situation that some of y'all are in. Well, Jay, I already bought a course. I already bought a course that did not work for me. I already hired a coach that like was trash. So I'm going to like, because I already hired somebody and it didn't work out, like, I'm going to just go solo. Or because of, yeah, I like hired that coach and bought that course, but no, it didn't give me any of the results that I wanted. No, it didn't. But I'm going to just like, you know, I'm going to just circle back and like try that again. And like, it's like, one thing is, this is what I believe. A lot of the time, like, think about if you were to go to a restaurant and if you bought something off the menu and it was trash, do you never go back to the restaurant again? Or like, do you go back to the restaurant and you try a different recipe? When I'm eating out, like, you know, I'm willing to go back. Like, if I go to a restaurant, I buy a meal, like, that wasn't that good. But somebody's like, oh, well, if you buy this recipe, buy this meal next time that you go, it'll be better. I'll go back. And the reason why we'll go back is because we only lost like $20, maybe 30 if it's like a little foo-foo. They offering, do you want tap water or sprinkling water? Ma'am, just bring me tap. I'm not about to pay an extra $4 for you to pour me some sprinkling water out of a bottle, right? So like, when you go to a restaurant, you get a meal, or if you are at home cooking your own recipe, cooking your own meal, the first time it doesn't work out doesn't mean that you never cook again. It means that you try again until you figure out what's a good fit for you, right? So if you make an investment, same thing, if you hire a coach or invest in a course or invest in a program and it doesn't work out for you, I'd really take a moment to sit down and evaluate, well, why didn't this work out for me? right? Was it the method of teaching that was given? Was it the way the content was delivered? Like, what was off about the recipe that didn't allow you to be successful? Did you not do the recipe? Like, did you not cook? Did you know how to make the meal, but you didn't actually make the meal? Like, do some analysis and figure out, like, okay, DIY programs that don't work for me. Like I don't have the discipline or the willpower to just watch these videos and do this on my own. I need community. I need support. Okay. Like, evaluate what went wrong in the recipe and then go make another recipe. Go buy another recipe. Like, go figure out why that didn't work for you, right? And then go buy a solution that has those elements. But you're never going to know, like, and then people are like, well, Jay, I'm going to just keep sitting here not knowing. You're going to keep sitting there not getting the results that you want. Like, bro. And a lot of the time, like, you know, I've had investments that didn't work out. Like, I have bought things where people sold something on a sales page and you get in the program and it's like, sis, where's like 90% of the thing that you said that you were going to be selling? That's happened, right? That has happened, but I still learn from it because it's like, yeah, I might have spent $600 on that program and it was like straight trash content wise. But one thing that I learned was like, well, how did she sell me? What did she do that made me feel comfortable to buy that? That was a sales tactic I can now take. But now I can apply that sales tactic with integrity when I do it. Bet, lesson learned. Like, that was worth it. Like, if you bought trash, something about their mechanism that got you to buy worked. Like, learn from that, right? You made the decision to buy the trash. You might have been like, you know, finessed, but like, learn from the finesse and then do better next time, but don't stop investing in yourself because of it. You guys get what I'm saying? But like, some of y'all been knowing better for the longest. Some of y'all been knowing better for the longest. And it's like, so, but when are you actually going to go to the gym? When are you actually going to do the workout? When are you actually going to get what you need so you can actually get the results that you want? We've all spent money on trash. Like, we've all been there. We've all done it. But my thing is, like, you go to restaurants and spend money on trash. That's like the dichotomy of the restaurant industry in Detroit. You have all the ambiance. Food is trash. You've gone to events that were trash. You've bought books that were trash. That doesn't mean that you never read again. That doesn't mean that you never go out and try a restaurant again. That doesn't mean that you never, like, it happens. But like, guys, that's business. That's life. You've dated men that were trash. Why you still keep calling him? Or her. Let me not just I'd be dogging the brothers on here sometimes. Like, you've dated men that were trash. You've dated women that were trash. That doesn't mean that you don't stop dating. Like, just do better next time. Learn. Take time to reflect. Take time to evaluate what didn't work out for me on this. Okay, what can I do different next time? And then, but you have to go do the thing that's different. Like, I know for me, like, before I met my fiance, I was dating a lot of trash. Like, a lot of trash. But guess what? At the end of the day, you have got to take self-responsibility and operate from self-integrity. Guess what? Who bought the trash? Who keeps dating the trash? Who, like, that's you. You are making those choices. At the end of the day, yes, I'm calling you out. You have been dating trash men. You have been dating trash women. You keep buying trash courses. You keep hiring trash people. You keep working at trash establishments. It's your choice. And one thing that I've learned is a lot of the time, if you notice that you are going down a pattern of making bad choices, it is time to pause. Pump the brakes. Go like, screw up. Scoop, 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 scoop up. I need you to pump the brakes because there is something that's happening within you internally, mentally, that is enabling you to keep making these choices that do not serve you. And it goes back to the point I just made, that some of us, we allow our ego. Well, I already know what I need to do. I'm sitting super high. Yes, I know all the things. I'm good. Sis, you're not though. And you allow your ego, because you don't want to be in a position saying that, you know what, I need help. You know what, I thought I knew better, but I don't have everything I need in me right now to do better. I need support. Some of us are so afraid to ask for help and have been broken down so bad that we no longer even know how to receive help when it is literally sitting on a platter in front of us. We have to work on our worthiness. And what I mean by worthiness is that you are worth having a higher quality of life. You are worth having higher quality experiences. You are worth making more money. Like, you are worthy of more, right? You are worthy and deserving of more. And I need you to know and believe that. And if you don't know and believe it, please borrow my belief that the next time a trash dude walks up to you, and you typically will keep dating them because you think that that's all you're worthy of having, right? You think that that's all that I only date men that cheat on me. And that narrative has become your truth. The next time that happens, I want you to say, you know what? Jerisha said I'm more deserving in this. And right now, I may not believe that I'm more deserving than this. That I may not believe it, but I'm borrowing her belief today. No, brother, I'm good. I'm not calling you back. No, brother, I'm good. This is the last time you're going to cheat on me. Like, and I'm using men and dating as a reference, because I think all of us can relate to it. All of us have been there. All of us have struggled with that. But that same thing applies to every other aspect of your life. Like, those false narratives, you have got to check them. And if you don't have, like, you know better. You know better. When it comes to relationships, when it comes to your health, when it comes to your fitness, when it comes to your money, when it comes to your business, when it comes to whatever it is, if you know better, it's like you have to start making these consistent choices, right? These short-term sacrifices, right? Like making these decisions that serve the future version of yourself, make the decision of the woman that's in you, that is in you, the man that is in you, for those who are listening to this right now. Make the decision for the version of you make the choice that serves the best version of you, not the safe version of you, not the comfortable version of you. And I say that when I'm using relationships, I think we all can relate to that. But the same thing goes when you're talking about money and investing in yourself. Well, Jay, I'm scared to spend $2,000 on my business. Why are you scared? What if it doesn't work? Well, do you know that you'll do the work? Do you know that you'll do what's required? You've shown up for yourself in so many other areas of your life consistently. And I know this for a fact. Many of y'all are the breadwinners in y'all family. Many of y'all are the rocks in your family system. When somebody ain't got the money for their light bill, they call you, right? When grandma needs to go to the doctor, they call you. When your kids are struggling or whatever, Mom, I need help with my homework. You are already juggling 15 million things, but guess what? Who always comes through? You. You know how to show up for yourself. Why do you doubt whether or not you're going to show up for yourself when it comes to your business? You show up for everybody else time and time again. You're capable of it, right? Why don't stop doubting that you'll show up for yourself when it comes down to you. You are capable of it. Now just make that capable choice to say, you know what? I'm going to say yes to me today. I'm going to say yes to me today. Right? Like, I hope this is resonating. I hope some edges came off. I hope some wigs fell off today. I hope some of y'all gonna have to go buy Main Choice hair regrowth after this session. Y'all already know. Y'all are fully capable. Y'all are fully capable. And it's just a choice. It's like, stop knowing better. You don't need to know anymore. You already know enough. Plenty of y'all have got every certification under the sun. Y'all have read every book. Y'all have watched every one of my live streams. You've listened to every one of my podcasts. You don't need to know anymore. Like, you don't need to know anymore. I need you to start doing. Start implementing what you know. Yes, it'll feel uncomfortable. Yes, you'll second guess yourself. Yes, you'll feel fear. That comes with the territory. When you feel those things, don't run. When you feel those things, say, Jay said this was a sign, I'm going in the right direction. Those are all mile markers. You are moving in the right direction. Right? Like, that just comes with the territory. But like, stop. You don't need to know anymore. Start doing. And this is why I always say the transformation happens after the transaction. If you know that, like, based off of what you know right now, you don't know how to apply it, you don't know how to implement it, it may be time for you to make an investment. Like, go buy the thing so you can, like, so there is an energetic transaction. So you have a different level of commitment. So you know that you will show up, because you'd be damned if you lose this money, right? You know, like, the transformation happens after the transaction. If you need to go make a transaction, go do that. I don't care if that's with me or with somebody else. I just want to see you winning. I want to see you making money. I want to see you getting results. I want to see you actually getting paid for the value that you deliver. That's what I got for y'all today. The challenge of knowing versus doing. Like, really start to evaluate the choices and decisions that you're making. Are you just living in a land of you just keep playing in the kiddie pool? Like, you can't, like, you know, who was it? Toys R Us, or I want to be a kid forever. You keep playing in the kiddie pool. You already, like, I need you to go get in the real, like, go actually swim. Like, you got this. You got this. So we got time to take like a question or two. I know the comments are going ham. Thank you guys for all the hearts. Thank you guys for all the engagements. I feed off of that stuff. The more hearts and love you get, like that stuff, I feed off of that energy. So I appreciate it. But if anybody has any questions about what we talked about today, I'm totally open to taking a question or two if you guys have any right now. And if not, we can just go be great and start doing the doing. But I will stay on for another minute if you guys have any questions. Somebody said the doors of the church are open. Yes. And let them all say amen. The name of my podcast is Jerisha Said. So it's my first name, Jerisha Said. You can find me on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, my website, jerishahawk.com/podcast. You can listen to my podcast anywhere you can listen to podcasts. Someone said, pass the collection plate. For real though. We might start doing collection plates on live streams. They do this in Asia, where like if you really enjoy what somebody's saying, you can like in live time like donate to them. We might start doing collection plates, and we might start passing out that money, passing out blessings. Like, do the collection plate, everybody put their money in, and we bless somebody on a live stream with the money that got collected. We might start doing that. Because I'm gonna need y'all. The transformation happens after the transaction. Yeah, we need some transactions to take place, right? We do. We do. Somebody asked, when will services that sell be open again and available again? If any of you guys are ready to join services that sell, we open enrollment. It really depends. Like, we notify our students via email when we open enrollment, and I notify people in my Facebook group when we open enrollment. So if you guys are in my Facebook group, you guys will be the first ones to hear about enrollment. And if you're on my email list, you'll be also the first ones to hear about enrollment. And I haven't, you know, those are the best two places to be to know about enrollment when we're taking on new clients and working with new students. So if you are not in my Facebook group, I recommend that you go join. If you visit jerishahawk.com/join, you can join the Facebook group. It's a completely free group, or get on my email list. Any other questions you guys got? Somebody said, Mariette said, I can actually complete self DIY courses, but then those next steps. So a lot of the time, this is where I'm the DIY course may solve most DIY courses that I'm familiar with. They never actually solve the whole problem, mainly because it's a DIY course. Like, there's only so much they can give in a DIY course. So just know, Mariette, that when you're taking more like self-study programs, they typically will only get you to the next step and maybe 2 steps ahead of where you are right now. So after you take that one step or that next step, it's time for you to go make another investment. But normally what I've noticed too with DIY courses, they really only solve problems in the beginning stages. So they will help you get started or take the first few steps of whatever problem you're trying to solve. But typically, if you want, it's just like college and like school. You know, I look at DIY courses in elementary school. After you've got out of elementary school, then there's middle school, then there's high school, then there's college. And like, if you look at the learning environment as you elevate in your educational system, looks different, right? When you're in college, you're taking case studies, you're learning by actually doing. Like, you're not just, being fed information and then just telling you to mimic it. So Mariette, you have to, I would encourage you, if you've taken the DIY courses, they've worked for you, but you need help figuring out the next steps, it might be time for your, the support that you receive at the next level in your business. It may look different. So for you, I'd really recommend looking for programs that also have curriculum, because many of us, I do really well when there's curriculum. Like I'm the best, I operate the best. You can tell when I'm moving swiftly in my business because I have curriculum to follow. But at the level that I'm at right now, I don't just need curriculum. I also need coaching, and I also need community. I also really value in-person experiences once or twice a year. So, I would look for programs that offer these higher levels of support, but still maintain the curriculum. Like I will not invest with somebody if they don't have a proven process. If they don't have not necessarily a curriculum, but they have a method, they have a framework. And that's really only people I will invest with. That's where I've gotten the biggest and the best results. So just Mariette, the DIY courses, I really view that as like elementary, middle school. You might be in high school and moving on to college now. So I would really invite you to start looking at solutions that, allow you to make like large lateral moves versus just these incremental step moves, and look at different levels of support that really do allow you to move to the next level. That's my 2 cents on that question. That was really good. Let me see if there's anything else. Yeah, you are more than welcome. I see a question from Janae. What directions do you give for people who jump on sales calls with you in between enrollment periods? Do you put them on a wait list, or do you accept a deposit? Janae, you're in services that sell. I would recommend that you actually revisit module 4 in services that sell, the profit module, where we talk about the sales calls, what to do in between somebody making a sales decision, and how to control that container. A lot of the answers that you need to this question are already in services that sell, but I would recommend that you ask this question inside of our members only Facebook group. And I can maybe offer you some support specifically on your situation, but really being able to control that sales container and like what to do with clients in between enrollment periods, we talk a lot about in module 4 of services that sell. But if you have something more specific, ask that question inside of our members only group. Okay. Thanks. Yeah, because you're already in services that sell. I'm not seeing any other questions come through right now, but I hope this was helpful, guys. Like, one thing about me that I care most about, do not leave my live streams motivated. Like, be motivated, be inspired, be hyped up, but like do something. The biggest gift that you can give to any mentor that you follow, because I know I'm a mentor to many of you, right? Like, that's what we're doing right now. Like, these sessions are almost like, these are mentoring sessions. Like, if you're like, I'm looking for a mentor, you are already investing in a mentor by spending your time listening to my live streams, listening to my podcast, doing that type of thing. I'm already your mentor, right? The biggest gift that you can give to your mentor is actually implementing the things that they tell you to do. Because the worst thing ever is feeling, and this is why probably many people don't take on mentees, is like the worst thing is feeling like you wasted your time, right? Where you're giving somebody all the gems, all the golden keys, and they don't do anything with it. Like, that is the worst thing that you can do. So my thing is just, I don't care if it's just one nugget that you take. Like, that's all I ever want you to do. I know I be dropping gems on gems on gems. It's like a diamond mine over here. We know. But I just want you to pick up one. Apply one. Make one choice today that serves a better version of yourself. Make one choice today that gets you out of knowing and gets you into doing. Like, I just want you to make one move, like one baby step, one micro win. That's all I want. Just one micro win. That's it. And then when we come back tomorrow for the Hawk Hustle Morning Show, I want you to share with me what your micro win was from today. Like, whether you share that with me on my live stream, whether you pop into my Facebook group, I just want you to put #win, and I want you to tell me, what is your micro win from today? Like, all success is a series of micro wins. That's it. Like, if you consistently get micro wins, you will be the most successful person in the world. That's all success is. Just a consistent consistency and micro wins. I'm not asking you to do anything crazy. I'm not asking you to do anything radical, but I am asking you to just do one micro win today, and that's it. Somebody asked about the coaching calls for services that sell. All of our coaching calls are in Eastern Standard Time. They take place at 1 p.m. So this is for services that sell. Somebody asked when are the calls, but are you already in services that sell? I think is it Shubra? I want to say that you are. Maybe you're not. If you're already in services that sell, if you log into our members portal, all the coaching call details will be listed in there. But even if you can't make a coaching call live, like I'm in the Facebook group every single day. Jenny is in the Facebook group every single day. That's our student success specialist. So we're still answering questions on a daily basis. Jenny, also our student support specialist, does bi-weekly welcome calls inside of the Facebook group. So if you have questions in between our coaching calls, you won't have, there'll be a live stream that typically happens 3 times a month in the Facebook group that she'll be answering. And if we're Eastern time zone, I'm not sure what the time difference is for Singapore. Y'all, shout out to her. She's in Singapore and in services that sell. We are global. But if you cannot make a live call, ask your question in the Facebook group. We will answer it in the Facebook group, or you can submit your questions ahead of time for our coaching calls. And I will still answer their question on the coaching call, and there will be recordings that are always uploaded for you to review. So no matter what, you will get the support that you need and get your questions answered. Absolutely. So good stuff there. Well, you guys have a blessed day. Have a phenomenal day. I will see you tomorrow bright and early, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Hawk Hustle Morning Show. But I will be expecting a micro win tomorrow. So just let me know. Make a choice today that you'll be proud of. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye, y'all.